With your ViewSonic interactive display and/or monitor, you're going to want to make sure your users have a good whiteboard program. We make myViewBoard Whiteboard, which is an excellent collaborative whiteboard that accesses your digital content such as OneDrive or Google Drive. Here's how you download it and can deploy it to your users. First things first, let's head to myviewboard.com where we can sign into the account and then we get access to this page here. You'll notice that we have the whiteboard tile, which has 4 different versions of whiteboard. We have the Windows version, Android, iOS, and then the web version. The web version doesn't need to be installed. It simply opens in a new tab, so we won't talk too much about that one. For Windows users, if you click on the Windows icon here, that's going to give you an executable file that you can install whiteboard with. If you're trying to deploy with an MSI file, what you're going to need to do is locate the entity management tile. Now note that you need to be an admin in the entity to get access to this tile. So if you don't see it, it's probably because you are not an administrator. If you click on this, you'll see it takes you to this page. And if we scroll down here on the left, down towards the bottom, you're going to see the MSI installer and the download link there. You can then deploy that app. If you're unsure of how to deploy MSI files, we do have a web resource on our wiki. So that's wiki.myviewboard.com, and just search for entity management. We have all the details on how to deploy that MSI file. So that's how we do Windows. Now, if you want to deploy the Android APK file, if you click on the Android icon, that's what you're going to get is an APK file. You can then sideload it to different tablets and or other boards. However, if you're using a Chromebook or a Chrome device, you're not going to be able to sideload it or install it as an APK file. We're actually going to need to deploy Whiteboard via the Google Workplace Admin Console. And the way this works is you just sign into the Workplace Admin Console, and on the left, you're going to select Chrome, then you're going to select Apps and Extensions, and then you're going to choose Users and Browsers. And what this is going to do is it's going to allow us to add apps down here on the right. You'll see there's this plus button. And when we click on the plus button, there's different choices. You'll notice there's a Chrome logo there. Remember, those are Chrome extensions. There is a myViewBoard Chrome extension, but that is not myViewBoard Whiteboard. We actually want to choose the Play Store. And then from there, what you're going to do is you're going to search for myViewBoard Whiteboard. Now, we've already installed and added it, so I'm going to go ahead and close out of this really quickly. And you can see we've already added it to our console. What's important about this is that when you click on myViewBoard Whiteboard, you have some different installation options. You can leave it to where users can go to the Play Store themselves and download and install it, but sometimes that can be confusing. So we always recommend a forced install, and then as a bonus, you can pin it to the Chrome OS taskbar. This just helps everybody keep track of where it is, so they don't have to go digging through all of their apps. Now, for iOS or iPad, that is something that you get from the Apple App Store. So if I'm using my iPad, I go to the Apple App Store, I can download it for my iPad. If I'm running a MacBook with an M1 or M2 processor, I can also go get it from the App Store and just download and install it. If you're using any kind of deployment software for Apple, you can also just get it from the App Store and deploy it that way. Now, in terms of updates, the Android or the Chrome and the iOS version are pretty easy. They will download updates whenever the App Store has updates for it. Windows will prompt users in order to install the update. Note on the Windows version that your users do not need admin privileges to install the updates, nor is there any activation requirement on any of our softwares. So that's how you go and get Whiteboard. Make sure that you are able to deploy it in a way for your users to access it. Again, we think that they'll really enjoy the benefits of having a strong whiteboarding program when using their interactive ViewSonic device.